Hey guys, welcome back. I feel like I have not spoken to you guys in so long. I know I didn't post last week, but it's okay because I still have a couple things coming up for you. Don't mind the way I look, like hair not done, lashes half coming out, but it's okay because my hair is gonna be done next week. Yeah, but anyway, I wanted to do a video just speaking about 5 things I stopped doing to maintain my relationship with God. So I've mentioned this before, but I've been saved since January now. I've grown up in church my whole life, and trust me, there is a lot of things I learned, a lot of things I know, a lot of things I had to do in order to actually keep my relationship with God on track. So here is just 5 of them that I feel like I did in order to make that happen. And I feel like this can be helpful for you guys as well. Like if you are a baby Christian who's like just starting out and you really want to work on your relationship with God the same way I'm doing, I feel like, yeah, these are also some stuff that you could do to also maintain your relationship with God. Guys, also I need you to do me a favor. I want a video to be I'm gonna have a video dropping very soon on Q&A and assumptions, because I feel like you guys don't know me. Like I don't know y'all don't know me. We have not had that conversation where you guys can ask whatever you want to ask me, and I will answer them, all your assumptions that you have about me. But yeah, I need you guys to go to my Instagram story or go add me on Snapchat, and the link will be in my story where you can put in your assumptions, questions, anything like that. It will be there, and then we will be answering them in another video that I will be dropping for you guys. So guys, this is 5 things from the world that I dropped to draw me closer to God. Number 1, the first thing I had to drop was friends. So I feel like I'm not really a person who, as soon as I get saved, I'm ready to cut everybody off. That's not me. I actually take a while to cut people off, but I knew that I didn't want to have certain conversations with this type of person, or I didn't want to go to these type of places with this type of person, and that's what our friendship was based on a lot of the time. And these are different people, so I feel like either I had to cut them off, drop them, or grow distant. So yeah, friends was definitely the first one. I had to just like set my boundaries for one, tell them that, look, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm not going here anymore, or even minister to them, which is what I'm trying to do a lot more now. Like the friends that I have, I'm so grateful for them, but I do try and minister to them as much as I can. Another thing that I do believe is that God will multiply, so nothing is always a loss. Do you get what I mean? I did end up losing some friends, but I feel like through that I also gained some amazing friends. Like I'm so blessed to have the circle that I have around me right now. Like I have a good friendship circle around me, and most of my friends are actually Christian, or they have a understanding of God. They know who God is, which I think that's what I need. The people around you are can be very influential. You need to choose your friends wisely, as in you need to be careful who you're allowing into your life and who you're telling your business to. You have to be so picky with the friends that you make, because not everybody is your friend at the end of the day, and not everybody holds your priorities or your boundaries and takes them into account. Like not everybody does that. That's why you have to be careful who you call friends. And that is something I pray to God. Like I said, God, give me the right friends, surround me with the right kind of people, because I need somebody who's also going to help me with my journey and help me to draw closer to you. Like that's the type of friends I needed. People that is going to draw me closer to him. Do you understand? And that's what I got. That is what I got. When I got to know people in my church, I made very good friends from the time that I joined, and that is really something that you have to pray for. And another thing that you have to really pray for is that removing prayer. And I hate that prayer so much, but I know that you have to pray it. Like the prayer is literally, God, remove this person in my life that don't work for me, and God is gonna answer you just like that. He is gonna answer you just like that. So be prepared, because be prepared to lose people that you never thought was gonna go, because God will say, yeah, I'm gonna answer your prayer effective immediately. So yeah, That's something I prayed, and boom, friends were dropping like this. And I even spoke to my friend about it, and she was like, do you think that this is the time that God is answering your prayer? I said 110%. This is the time that God is answering my prayer. And it's what I asked for, so I can't even complain. But I'm in a better position now, and I am mostly grateful to him. Guys, number 2 in things I had to drop or stop was being unforgiving. I'm still working on it. That is something I'm still working on. I can be forgiven. I am actually a very forgiving person, but it would be times when I have been done dirty to the point where it's like, oh, I would never do that to you. And I would hold a grudge for such a long time. Say, for example, I have now lost a friend because they've done me dirty. I would hold on to that for so long. Like, I'd feel so bitter towards them. So like, even when I saw them, I'd be like, oh, bun them. Or if someone brought up their conversation, brought up their name, I don't want to hear it. My face would turn up stush. Like, I'm just not interested. You get what I mean? So it really took a lot, because that one was hard for me to stop being unforgiving. I really had to just be like, do you know what? At the end of the day, I once upon a time loved this person, and still I do love this person. So why am I not forgiving them for whatever they did? And why am I letting whatever they did still influence my emotions? When we're not even friends anymore, we're not even talking anymore, and I'm still letting their presence or whatever they did affects me. Like, it's insane. So I really had to pray, like, do you know what, God? You're gonna have to give me a forgiving heart now. And not in the sense that I let things slide all the time, but forgiving heart in the sense that I don't let this bitterness control me. And that is something I had to pray for, because bro, I'm not gonna lie, it was hard. And it wasn't just the one time, it would be multiple times, to the point where now, with different people, to the point where it's just like, do you know what? I'm not built for this. That person's dead to me. If I see that person, it's on sight. If I see this person, like, I was just on go every time that person was mentioned. But I really had to be like, you know what, God is a God of forgiveness, okay? And we are meant to be like him. We are created in the likeness of him. We should aspire to be like him. So that is something I had to really, you know, sit down and pray about, and be like, do you know, I need to be forgiven, because it's not getting me anywhere being bitter by these people. How am I going to move on in life if I'm still feeling that type of way about something somebody's done to me in like 2019? Like, let's be mature now, let's grow up. And I feel like through that, like, if you don't forgive, you are hindering so many blessings that could come your way. Like, you are stopping yourself from so much potential that you could actually unlock if you just move on with your life and stop focusing on the stuff that happened before. But yeah, that's the only thing. That's another thing I definitely had to pray for, because, it was not for me. Another thing, and this one, again, I'm still working on, but I feel like it's going kind of well. Another thing I had to drop was dressing in Modesty. I was so wrapped up in fashion that I did not care how I looked at all. Like, I wouldn't wear the like most revealing stuff in terms of having everything hanging out, but there would be revealing stuff as in like cleavage, or like really tight clothes, and or short dresses. And I feel like that, when you looked at that, it was not giving Christian at all. I'm sorry, it was not giving woman of God at all. And that's what I was trying to be. But for me, that area specifically I was very stubborn in. So when people would come and tell me, like, my friends would tell me like, oh, maybe you shouldn't wear that, or maybe you should like change this way you're dressing, because I already knew I was dressing in Modesty, it kind of just went in through one ear and out the other. Like, I was so not interested, because I was tired of being told, and that's a bad mindset to have. Like, I feel that because I already know it, you don't need to tell me again. And because I was very into fashion, that's all it was about for me. It's like, but I wouldn't wear this regularly. This is just for my Instagram. But at the same time, it really points to the question of what image are you putting across? Do you understand? And I was not putting across a good image at all. Like, people would look at me and not think what I want them to think, which was a woman of God. And that also goes into the type of people that I was trying to attract. Like, that whole image that I was putting across on my Instagram is just attracting men who are going to lust over you. You're only gonna attract a certain type of crowd, a certain type of friends, a certain type of guys. If you want that, by all means, do your thing. But I'm just saying, as a woman of God, as a child of God, that's not the way that you should be dressing. You know, having this hanging out, this hanging out, like left, right, and no. That's not what we do. So dressing in modesty was something I had to let go. And even to this day, because I still am into fashion, it's hard for me. Because I still like to follow like trends that I see, or even create my Insta. But as I said before, like, it is something that you have to pray for. It's something that you have to work on. Even when you surround yourself with the right type of friends, when you see what they're wearing, that's also something that you are like, do you know what, I should dress like that as well. Because my friends are women of God, they are children of God, and if I want to be like that, I should also dress like them. And trust me, Christian fashion is also cute. Hello. Like, people think that it's ugly. It's not. You can still dress really, really cute whilst being modest. Like, there are a number of pages where I follow on Instagram where you can actually, you know, look cute and be modest at the same time. And they help with that. Number 4 of what I had to stop was living Christianity as an aesthetic. This is something that a lot of people do. Christianity is not an aesthetic, it's a lifestyle. Let's just get that out, okay? For me, a lot of the time, I would just post Christian quotes and, you know, Bible scriptures as they do, but my life was not living accordingly at all. Like, I would say this and then do another thing. Like, as I said before, the Bible says to forgive 77 times 7 or 70 times 7. And I was having a very unforgiving heart. Like, I was being hypocrite, basically. And I feel like that is something that I struggled with, practicing what I was preaching. And I know the journey is hard. The journey is very, very hard. But my thing is, so if you're only doing Christianity for the aesthetic and you're just doing it to come across a certain way to certain people, let me tell you something. You're finished and you need to stop. How about we stop that? Because think of how much of a violation that is to God. That you're just it's really taking the mick, because all you're doing is pretending. You're really pretending that you're one way and you're not. Like, you're really, really not. Because yeah, Christianity is literally a lifestyle. Like, you should be carrying out everything that you're preaching, the quotes that you're posting. Make sure that you're doing it too, because you never know, you could be caught up from the wrong person. And it's like, oh, but I thought you was, but you're doing, yeah, do you know what I mean? If somebody is looking at you and watching you and you are putting across a certain lifestyle on social media, but then you're doing another kind of lifestyle, people are going to look at you confused. That's number 1. And 2, you're leading people down the wrong path. And that's one thing that gets me a lot. Because bearing in mind, I used to do this too. You could have potentially lost a soul, because people will think, oh, this girl says she's a Christian, but she's still sleeping with her man. So maybe as Christians, we're allowed to do that. No. Absolutely not. Like, that's not what happens, because you're literally setting a false narrative for people who are trying to get to know God. When you do that, they will immediately go down the wrong path. And I understand it can be a struggle, but state that. Don't pretend that you are a perfect Christian when you're not. Like, just be real with the people that you're trying to, you know, show this image across. Like, look, I'm trying to be a Christian, but this is something I struggle with, even though I know it's wrong. Do you know what I mean? Rather than just being like you're not even being humble about it. Everybody knows. And you're doing it with full on chest. Okay. I think that's going to take some sort of prayer that you should, I think that's just bottom barrel. And the fact that I used to do that, ew. Number 5, last but not least, is a thing that I dropped in order to maintain my relationship with God, is being involved with guys. Now, I was always talking to guys that are from the world. Don't know why, because I already knew that it wouldn't work out and it wasn't for me. But for some reason, I was adamant about only talking to guys from the world, and it really got me nowhere. Like, it did not do anything for me, for my relationship with God. The person didn't bring me closer to God, And that is something that you should be with. You should be with a man who brings you closer to God. The people that I was involved with, that's not what was happening at all. What I really had to understand was I'm tempted, okay? I get tempted very easily by men. So I had to, once I got saved in January, I literally had to sit down and be like, okay, cool. I am making it my goal to become a woman of God, so that when I'm ready to start dating and all of that kind of stuff and getting into that area, I know who I am in God myself. And so I made a decision at the start of January. I said, you know what, God, for this whole year, I am not getting involved with guys. I'm not getting into talking stages. I'm not going on dates. I'm not doing all of that. And I'm not even gonna lie, naturally, at first, the interest just wore off. Like, I was just not interested in talking to anybody or getting to know anyone at that specific time. It just all happened where it was just like, you know, I didn't even need to fight that battle yet. It was only as time went on and like you're seeing everyone else in couples, like my friends are with their boyfriends, and it's just me on by myself. But let me tell you something, like, you're actually not alone on that journey. There's so many other people who also want to get to know God, so they're taking that time to be a woman of God by themselves. It's your time alone with God, right? And that's what I had to understand. This is my time alone, and I'll be damned if I let anybody take that away from me and persuade me to come off my journey or anything like that. Like, absolutely not. And you have to be disciplined about it. You really do. Because if there's something that you really want and you really crave it, to have that intimate relationship with God, to become that woman that you're meant to be, I would advise to not get involved with men just yet. Especially if you know that that's your temptation, like I did. Like, I knew that was something I struggled with. So I really had to say, like, look, I'm not doing this right now. I can't do this. I can't afford to do it. Another thing I made sure I told a friend. Because that friend, she checks me every single time. When I I told her, and she was like, okay, cool, that's fine. Like, that's what, if you feel like that's what you need to do and that's what God has put in your heart, let's get it done. So she wouldn't let me talk to anybody, you know. Absolutely not. Every time if I was to come to her and be like, oh, that guy's kind of cute, she would say, okay, but I thought you were becoming a woman of God. Like, what happened to that? And I would be silenced. My mouth was silent. She silenced me. I could not even talk. No back talk at all. I'm grateful for that. And that is the friend that God put in my life. Like, I prayed for. And yeah, she was checking me every time. Like, oh, I thought you wasn't going to talk to guys there. And it's like, yeah, I'm not. I said I'm not, and that's the promise that I'm sticking to. And that is really what I am still trying to stick to, because that was only earlier on this year. I did say though, I said if God has anything different planned for me, in terms of I am a woman of God now and he wants me to start dating, by all means, that's fine. But yeah, the journey so far is going really good. I am becoming a woman of God more. I'm reading my Bible more. I'm doing like things to just step closer to him. About being involved with somebody, my relationship status is we are really going to continue like yeah, growing closer and closer to God, because I feel like we're all in this together. If you feel like you're struggling as well, just message me, guys. I'm not scary at all. Like, just message me. I love it when I have girls come to me and tell me like, oh, I'm struggling in my relationship with God, or I'm trying to find a church and whatever. I love it. I cannot tell you, like, it just gives me an opportunity to bring somebody close to God, and I feel like how great. Another soul is going to be saved. Another soul is going to heaven. The heavens rejoice every time a person gets saved. And I love the fact that, like, if you do want to, you know, better your relationship with God, I'm sorry, I love that for you. I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you, even though I don't know you. But I just feel like, yeah, we're all in this together. And I even have like a couple friends around me as well. We're all doing the same thing. Like, we're all making sure that we're all on this journey and we're all doing what we can to get closer to God. Like, they're checking up on me, I'm checking up on them. When they have trials and tribulations, we'll come together, we'll pray. There's all sorts of things that we are doing to like keep each other on track, because we all want to see each other in heaven at the end of the day. So that is definitely like something that I'm so happy about. But yeah, guys, that is the end of the 5 things that I had to stop and drop to maintain my relationship with God. I really do hope that helped. Don't be afraid to message me at all. Drop me a DM, drop me any like sorts of questions that you have about relationships with God, any prayer requests, anything like that. Do not be afraid to, you know, message me at all. Like, I will literally be there. I want to be there. I want to interact with my subscribers and my viewers. Like, don't be afraid to drop a follow. I think my links and all of that stuff will be in my bio anyway, so it's all there. It's all there. You just have to message. That's all you have to do. Yeah, I wish you the best of luck on your journeys, guys. I really, really do. Like, God is gonna be there. He loves you so much. I love you so much. I really do hope that you enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Let me know if you want a part 2, actually, because there is definitely more things that I can say that I stopped and dropped, but that's just obviously 5 of the things that I stopped. But yeah, if you want a part 2, let me know and I will get that done for you guys. I'm trying to be good on a consistent thing, you understand? So I'm gonna try to do that for y'all. But yeah, I will see you in the next video, guys.